Welcome, average chess fans. Joe here, and this is the first episode of my last OG series titled Prison Chess. You have all probably been wondering what Prison Chess is going to be all about. Well, I'm going to tell you guys exactly what it's going to be about in a few minutes. But first, I have to tell you guys a not so happy, not so great story. Just a little over 2 months ago, on November 18th, 2022, I lost my father. He was battling the effects of a stroke he had had literally a year before, and never really recovered. He was one of my best friends. He was the first one to really show me the game of chess. It's the reason why I keep his ashes behind me while I make these videos. Partially the reason why I even started making these videos in this channel to begin with. Now, besides my dad, I've only ever had one other male influence in my life. That would be my best friend Q. And I want to say I think it was exactly 2 weeks or maybe like 13 days after my dad passed away, I got a text message from Q's girlfriend saying that he had been locked up and it wasn't looking really good. Now, I won't go into the details of the reason why he is in jail or anything along those lines. I really don't want to give out his full name right now. Anyways, I may ask him later on if he's okay with me doing it. But just know that I had lost my father. I had lost pretty much my best friend. And the only two male influences I've ever had in my life in the span of 2 weeks. So pretty feeling pretty down for about a month or so, month and a half. Now, as of this moment in January 2023, I've been writing Q and sending him letters, and he's been writing and sending me letters back. Through this process, that's when I had kind of an idea. That idea being that as we were writing each other letters, I would send him a chess move, a chess notation, and he would send me one back. And over the time that he will be in jail, prison, whatever that may be or lead to, him and I would send letters back and forth, playing a game of chess through letters being sent to and from the jail he is currently in. That's what this series is going to be about. I will send Q a letter with a chess move. He will send one back to me. We will play a game like in the movies when two friends play a long distance chess game. I will analyze the position with you guys without the help of a chess engine. Just looking at the position, looking at what he could do, what I should do, and then at the end sending him a letter back with a move, and hopefully playing, if not one game, but multiple games over this series. Now, while Q's been in there, he has been practicing a lot. There's really not much else you can do in jail, prison, besides eat, sleep, play chess, and maybe listen to the little radio that I bought him. So he's been practicing a lot. He's also been given a lot of help from the other inmates in there that play chess. So he's got a little bit of skill under his belt since the last time I've seen him. And then I have you guys. So it's more, it's going to be interesting. It's going to be Q and the inmates that he is with versus you and I. No engines, no analysis, besides what's in my head. Just long distance chess game between me, Q, with his help there, my help from you guys, and just hopefully just a good series overall. So yeah, let's get started with some prison chess. Now, Q is a beginner at chess. He's not anywhere near as bad as my wife Megan, but he really doesn't understand or know the fundamentals, the principles of chess, or really what an opening or any of the more advanced terms of chess are. So, as you see here in the letter that I sent Q, not only did I send him the start of the board and my move, be flip flopped for the next letter, or his move, or my move and his move flip flop for the next letter. I have also provided him a few lessons to go along with his learning there while he's in jail. Now, if you're watching this and you haven't watched the I Teach My Wife Chess series where you learn chess from the beginning to hopefully a little bit more of novice and intermediate level play, then I definitely urge you to check that out, because I'm gonna hit a couple of these points, but I'm not really gonna go too in depth for this series. So the first lesson that I told Q about is the fact that chess has 3 stages: openings, middle games, and end games. As obviously, as we all know, openings, there's hundreds and hundreds and thousands of different openings and variations. Middle games, a lot of tactics and principles come into place, and the end games, very minuscule and particular play will either lose you or win you the game. Lesson number 2. There are 3 key principles of chess, usually in the opening, but they work for the entire game. The first being control the center. Put your pieces and your pawns in a position to control the center. Okay? Develop your pieces. Take control of the game by developing your pieces to squares that control the center of the board, and do it quickly. The last part of lesson 2 is protect your king. If your king gets checkmated, game over. All right? Easiest way to protect your king, especially at the beginning of the game, is to castle. All right? We move on to lesson number 3. A little bit more detail on this one because it's a little bit hard to explain. All right? So I kind of wanted him to kind of understand it. Chess notation is the language of chess. So as you guys see below, and as he sees below as well, I moved my pawn up 2 spaces from its starting position at E2 to E4. That is the classical king's pawn opening, okay? So if you guys look on the left side and the bottom, you guys see there's going to be numbers going down the files, and letters going down the ranks or the rows at the bottom there. And each one, if cross-sectioned with the other, will come up with a notation, okay? Whether it's E4 like you see here, or the classical E5 counter with black, usually on the next move. Who knows if that's what he'll actually play when he sends me a letter back, but you can see where the notation is just by cross-sectioning each number with each letter. So those are the 3 lessons that I taught Q on my first letter. Told him to take care, and then I put my signature at the bottom there, Mike Wallace. Even though my name is Joe, long story about the Mike Wallace thing. Maybe I'll get down to it a little later in the series here. Again, just starting this out, kind of want to get a little bit of feel on how it's going to go. Ask him if he would like me to use his name, tell his story, and really kind of bring this series to life. Now, as you see, like I mentioned a few minutes ago, on the left side of each letter that I'm going to send him is going to be the previous move, in this case, the starting position of the board, and on the right side is going to be the move that's being sent out next. Usually on my end, will be on the right, and his will be on the left when he sends me a new one out. So as you guys see here, the very first move I played is a classic, one of my favorite openings that I've, found a lot of different variations with, but E4, classic King's Pawn opening, a lot of variations for white, a lot of variations for black, and it's really the opening that's played 40% of the time in most chess games. Obviously, other 40% is going to be D4, and the other 20% different variations of the different openings that are not E4 or D4. So I'm going to send this letter out to him and see what he sends back. All right, you average chess fans, you got a little bit of insight into my life, a little bit of insight into my new series, Prison Chess, where I send letters with chess notations and chess moves to my best friend Q, and he sends them back to me, okay? Now, go ahead, play some comments, like this video, tell me what I should be playing next, what you think he should be playing, but you really don't have to do that. The only thing I really ask from you guys for this particular series is to help me out a little bit. Because when it comes to being in jail, when it comes to being in prison, it really gets to your mind, really gets to your psyche. So feel free to comment some kind words to Q, some moves you think he should play. And what I'm going to do is, for every comment that's posted on this video and the other videos for this series, I'm going to be adding those to every letter I send to him, so that way he can read what you guys are sending, and it can kind of lift his spirits and cheer him up a little bit. So go ahead and do that for me. But this is the end of the video, guys, and got nothing left. So I hope all of you out there have a above average rest of your day. This is Joe. This is Average Joe Chess, and I'm signing off.